Good afternoon, everyone, and we thank you for joining us on TTI, True Temperance International platform. My name is Shirlene. I'm sorry I can't show my camera at this time right now, but my name is Shirlene, and I have with me.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, or good morning. My name is Linda Thomola, and happy to be with you today on the True Temperance International platform for today's episode.
So, once again, thank you, and we welcome you on another program, another cooking program. And today, I'm actually going to show my slide for the. Let me just show my slide for another series on the what's it called, healthy winter treats. And today we're at the McQueen's Quick Kitchen, and this time it was going to be with Alvin McQueen, and that's going to be showing us some healthy treats in his kitchen. So, sorry, Linda, you go.
Now, I was just saying, and we're looking forward to it because I believe last week we had the lentil-based pizza. So today it's going to be something a bit different, but still warm winter treats that are really going to tantalize your taste buds and make your body glad at the same time. You get 2 for 1.
Exactly, Linda. 2 for 1. Unfortunately, I was unable to make it this week. Sorry, Alvin and Louise. I was unable to make it this week, but I hope to do it soon. Hopefully, sometime this week. But it will get done. It will get done. So I'm just going to go through the promos quickly. So this is our season 2, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. Know Your Body. And this is for today. We're going to have Mediterranean salad jar and zucchini pasta. So this sounds very interesting. Those who's on our platform, I did send the recipe out for those who would like to cook with Alvin. So hopefully everyone who's on our platform saw that you're able to cook with him. So before we start, we're just going to do our disclaimer. Linda, would you like to read that for me, please?
Sure, not a problem. So just to read our disclaimer out to you, please note that only a physician can diagnose, treat, and prescribe for illness or disease. Any information disclosed or discussed on the TTI Zoom talk show is for educational and informational purposes only. Please note that you are to continue to seek professional medical advice from your general practitioner regarding any illness or disease that you may be suffering from. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. So this is our TTI Telegram groups. So we have 3, one spiritual, a men's one, and a woman's one. Please take note of the URL, to join us on the platforms. We have separate ones. Reason why is because ladies have their questions and men will have their own questions. So we separated it, and this is where we talk about health, talk about the challenges that were set from the presenters, and where we're able to help, discuss, encourage one another when it comes to health, as we're all on a journey together. And then the spiritual health is where we have words of encouragement, but the spiritual aspect of it, where it's to do with prayer or devotions and so forth on the spiritual health. So please take note of the URL. I will try and put the links for our Zoom audience in the chat. Okay, so this one is ancient oils. This is going to be a part 2 on the 23rd of December at 7 p.m. This is myself, Sharon, Alvin, Stacey, and Samantha do essential oils. And last week Alvin took the platform and we went through 5 ancient oils that's in the Bible. And then in the second part, we're going to do the next 7 ancient oils that's in the Bible. So please join us. The Zoom ID is 829-9752-4481, and there is no password. But please invite family and friends to this class. This one is a 10-day detox program with Louise Reed, starting the 9th to the 18th of January. This one, when it comes to detox programs, it's really good. It helps to cleanse your colon, it helps you to lose weight, detox your liver, aids the digestive system, and I'm sure many, many more benefits that you will reap when you do a detox. So if you'd like more information, please contact Louise. Her telephone number is there at the bottom, and please contact her where she will give you more information. And this one is starting tomorrow, a free health and wellness conference. This is with Dr. Gandhi, and Dr. Gandhi, and as you can see, some of the presenter. Well, Dr. Gandhi is no stranger on here. He's spoken many times on TTI. So as on the left, Dr. Pastor Davis, and then Dr. Louisa, and then there's other ones, but I can't see their names. Dr. Nicholas, is it? And then Christopher and Michelle Hall. So this is starting tomorrow, and it is a free event. So please take note of that to join them tomorrow. So those in the UK, it starts at 6 p.m. Yes, 6 p.m. tomorrow. But we will send this poster out again on the platforms. Okay, so was it last week or the week before? Sunday before. The Sunday before, Linda, we had the no job, no job, now what? Now this is part 2, starting the 2nd of January, 3 till 5 UK time, and this is the next step now. So they're going to be discussing missions in the cities, creating a cooperative, from hobby to business, financial know-how and security, and then words of encouragement, updates and words of encouragement for those who join. So if you would like to join, well, go into the conference, you have to register, or you can view it on YouTube. But if you'd like more information, the website is www.ahreformers.com. Linda, you want to go to this one?
Next week, everyone, is the 3rd and final episode of our cooking series for this month. It will also be starting at 4 p.m. the UK time. I love how beautiful and excited Curly Sue looks in this picture. So Curly Sue will be our chef for next week, and it's going to be exciting. She will be sharing a plant-based seasonal dinner recipe. She has presented on 3ABN, and as you can see, she looks excited. I'm suddenly feeling all excited for whatever it is she's going to be cooking next week, even though I don't know what it is. But we ask that you may please join us, and please make sure that you're actually going to be there. It's going to be spectacular as always. So please note that after that time, TTI will be taking a break for 2 weeks until the Saturday of the 8th of January. So don't miss next week's episode. It will be our final episode for 2021, and then we'll resume again in 2022 on the Saturday of the 8th of January. So you really don't want to miss out, and we really look forward to you all coming out in your numbers, copying down those recipe meals, as we're going to be doing today, as well as we're going to be having Alvin on, and then trying it out, and being pleasantly surprised as well at how beautiful plant-based meals can be. You really won't miss meat at all.
Thank you, Linda. This one is TTI is selling veganically olive oil from Pastor Davis farm in Onachenta farm in Spain, southern Spain. So if you'd like to purchase, please contact us. Our email address is below, or those who may know us direct and have our telephone numbers, please contact us, whichever method is easier for you, whether it's Telegram, WhatsApp, normal text message. If not, then our email address is ttinternational777@gmail.com. Linda, you want to take this one?
Right. Yes. So last week we had the lentil base pizza, right? And there was a challenge that we're going to try it out this week. So it's gluten-free, it's healthier alternative, and you still get all that nummy goodness of having a pizza. We have here on our screen, and you guys have to admit that it looks absolutely beautiful. I actually wish it was just being served to me right now. Carol wasted no time in completing the challenge, and you can see the beautiful work she did there on her lentil-based pizza. You can see the mushrooms, you can see the olives, you can see the peppers, you can see the onions, you can see the vegan cheese. It looks so yummy and delectable. And we would like to know if anybody else tried it out this week and what your experience was. So maybe 2 or 3 people, if you can just give us a heads up as to whether you did try to make the lentil-based pizza. And if you did, how did you find it? I don't know if Carol's on the line, if she wants to just probably share with everyone again as to how much she really enjoyed it. That'll also be superb. So I'm just going to open it up. If you can unmute, and you can just let us know if you did try it out and how you found it. And I don't know if Carol is on the line. If she is, Carol, please unmute and just let us know how incredibly tasty this was, because it looks good and I didn't even eat it. So we're just going to open up the floor for anyone who has a testimony.
If Carol's not online, she did tell me, so I can share her own testimony.
Perfect. Please do.
But I do know that she said she herself and her husband, they thoroughly enjoyed it, and they managed to have leftovers as well, because it was very filling, especially because of the lentil base, and especially our lentils full of fiber and protein. They were quite full, so they had leftovers, and they had that the next day as well. But they did amazing. Thoroughly enjoy it, she said.
No, that's absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that it's good for your gut as well, right? You don't get that horrible feeling that you get from probably having had a normal pizza, etc. But because you're using something that is like gluten-free and that has fiber and that is packed with nutrients, you are able to be full and your body is happy as well. Like I said, 2 for 1, guys. Not only is it good for your palate, but it's good for your body. So that's really, really good. I'm not seeing anyone else indicating maybe on the chats that they did it. So I'll take it that everyone is still practicing right now, and they plan to share on the various groups in coming days how they actually found it. And we've got it on our Telegram groups. Even if we haven't made something in this week, we still can make it and still share how we experienced it, how we found it. I really do encourage that you make it. It really, most of the time you'll find people saying that they don't know where to start with cooking plant-based meals, what are they going to have, etc. And once you start practicing it, it's like opening up a whole new door of possibilities and excitement, because I don't know about you, but when I'm trying new recipes, I get really, really excited because it's something new. It's something that I'm learning, and it's exciting. It's always exciting to learn new things. So yeah, that was the challenge. Sorry.
Yeah, I tried it. My name's Yvonne.
Oh. Hi, Yvonne.
It was absolutely delicious. I was very surprised at how the lentil tasted. It was just like pastry. It was amazing how it tasted. I couldn't really believe it was lentils.
Wow.
I didn't have any cheese, but it tasted good without the cheese anyway. But it was really, really nice.
I love that.
It was lovely, absolutely.
Thank you. You'll definitely be making it again and again,
Oh,
right?
definitely, no doubt, no doubt. I'm going to get some cheese and just try it with the cheese, but it was really nice. I highly recommend it.
Oh, that's absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And if there's anybody else, please do feel free to share, probably even in the comments as well. Even if you are in our YouTube,
Linda.
Our YouTube. Yes, there's a hand.
Yeah, sorry. It's me, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi there. Just letting people know that if you didn't get the chance to see the video or the program last week, you can always go back onto YouTube and watch it back. So if you, Linda, if you tell people about our YouTube channel, they can look back at the cooking from this year and even last year, last December, if they're stuck for ideas.
That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Sharon, for that reminder. And that's true. You can go to our YouTube channel on True Temperance International. You just type out True Temperance International. It'll take you through to the YouTube page. And the wonderful thing is that you can go back and look not only at last week's show, but you can go back to look at the ones we actually tried out last year. And last year we had many beautiful recipes as well that I guarantee you'd absolutely love. So thank you so much for that reminder, Sharon. And a reminder also to our YouTube audience, if there's anything that you wanted to share, please drop us comments in the chat, and we will share it on this platform as well. So Shalene, I'm thinking, like, talking about all this food is making me very hungry. I'm excited to see like the next culinary delight that Alvin has for us, with the zucchini pasta and the Mediterranean salad jar. That is really awesome. I don't know if we're ready to just launch into that now.
Let me see. Alvin, are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's ready. Okay.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I think that's everything. Oh, that's it. Thank you all for your support, for your prayers, your sharing the link for TTI, financial donations. We thank you all for your support. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and take it over to Alvin.
Good evening, everybody. Can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Alvin, loud and clear, and we can see you on Louisa's line.
You can't see me on Louisa's phone?
No, we can see you on Louisa's phone.
Oh, you can see me?
Yes, okay. Now we can see you on yours as well.
You see, that's what happens when you have to have the wrong kind of staff in the kitchen.
But now we can see and hear you. So please take it away, Chef.
Oh, that's wonderful. Awesome. Last week you all had some stuff. Good evening, everybody, internationally, and welcome again to TTI show from the Golden Palms Helpers Wealth Kitchen. Hey. All right. So I'm just saying, it was good to be with you all last week with Louise in tour of everything she was doing. I saw some amazing pieces coming over from Carol. Carol, you got an ebook coming over to you sooner rather than later. I'm going to get that over to you. But right now in this kitchen, we're going to talk about some homework that you had last week. Now, how many of y'all did the homework? Remember what the homework was?
We did have
things that the body needed. Do you all remember that? Or was it 7?
Carbohydrates.
Some heads up. Fiber, water.
Vitamins,
healthy fats.
Some people just come for the food. That's all it is. Okay. All right, we're going to get cooking, everybody. So I hope y'all ready. So Shirley, if you'd be so kind as to go and show the first recipe up. We're gonna take it to the mason jar, and I want everybody to see the recipe so that they can have a look at it. And this week, everybody was supposed to be coming with a shopping list and be able to come in the apron and cook with us this week. But it seems as though we ain't seen anybody yet. So I'm gonna open up the floor. Who's got the aprons on? Who's got the cooking ingredients? Who've come to cook? I'm letting the host sort that out right now. You are all the hosts on the other side of the fence. You all can deal with that.
That's fine. We can deal with it, Alvin, on this side. I've just shared my screen with the Mediterranean salad jar.
Okay, wonderful. So on the top section, you have there some beautiful ingredients. Shirley, you want to read it out for us, please, so that everybody can hear you. And I'll be able to talk them through it. While you're reading it out, Louise is going to drop her camera over the ingredients right here on my table, so you can have a much more delightful view of what she's had laid out for this afternoon. Louise, you can drop the camera for us. Shirley, read it out.
Okay, so we have vine or cherry tomatoes, 8 of them, half a cup of spinach, half a cup of chickpeas, or if you don't like chickpeas or you're unable to have chickpeas, any beans of your choice, a 1/4 cup of olives, a 1/4 cup of cucumber, and 2 basil leaves. And then for the dressing, it's 2 teaspoons of lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and then cayenne pepper.
Thank you so much, Shirley. And we're gonna try to get involved with this. So the first thing I'm gonna make this afternoon or this evening, I'm gonna use Louise is moving around with the camera. Okay, she's got this. Yeah, so the first thing I'm about to do, ladies and gentlemen, is about to get my sauce going. So I want you to understand, in the freshest ingredients you have on the table, you want to keep it fresh, you want to keep it simple, you want to be able to taste the flavors going on. On the table, I have the natural lemon, but also as Louise dropped her camera down, you can also see lime, you can see lemon on the essential oils, which I also use in my kitchen. So if you don't have it in certain countries and you just order the essential oils, you just need a drop of this oil. So you got the lemon oil, you got the lime, you got lemongrass, which is Sharon's favorite, oregano. Can you all see those oils?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Right. You got oregano, you got rosemary, and then of course, good old fractionated coconut oil. And that's for ladies, that's a good fats. But we're not going to be playing with any of those right now. I'm going to do that later, but I'm getting in my zucchini. But on this one, I'm going to go straight to my sauce. So Sharon and Shirlene, remember this. 2 tablespoons of what? Lemon juice. Lemon juice. So where's my lemon juice? I'm going to go right here, go get my lemon. Get a nice cut on this. For those of you who normally would have to do it with a tablespoon, we know how to measure this out. So, but I'm gonna go with a tablespoon, because so y'all can see what I'm doing. That's one. Get a bit more inside of this. And that's 2. You got 2 tablespoons of your beautiful lemon juice. Then I'm going over my olive oil. And I'll get one of these in. And then last but not least, good old cayenne pepper. Now you can get a zing on this thing. You can see this, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming off beautifully. Marinade. And that's my sauce ready to go. I'm gonna move these bowls from the kitchen, put it over the side. Fish it on the side. Now we got my mason jar. You want to make sure that your jar is being overnight. You need to put this in hot water so sterilize it, and then you take it out and get it ready to be prepared for your salad. You can put this in the fridge. You can put this anywhere afterwards. You can take this to work the next day. Do it overnight. You got to get your prep going on, get it put in the fridge, get up in the morning and put it in your bag, and this is good to go. You can have it cold or you can have it warm, depending on how you want it. But I'm going to do this one a little warm. So, and also I want you all to understand that the chickpeas that you have on the table, which Louise will show you, you can have to soak the chickpeas overnight. You're breaking the molecular structure so that it's a lot more easier to cook, and keep the consistency of it so you don't have to be overcooking it at any given point in time. You're just breaking the enzymes, and you can study a lot more about that for the body. You want to keep everything as fresh as possible. So I'm going to start to stack it up. Simple. This is my leaves, my spinach leaves, and I'm going to get this at the bottom of my tray. Notice at the bottom of my jar. I'm going to get that all tucked down real neat. And so that you all don't have, because I'm not spoon feeding you all, because you all ain't coming back and doing no homework. So everything that I'm putting in this jar, I want you all to go back and tell me what it is. Carol, you already get your book because you've been conscientious. You showed exactly that you're really involved in what we're cooking right here. So you're going to get your free ebook. So I'm not asking everybody to go and do this now just to get a free ebook, because you just don't, you want to be doing it because it's for your health. So I want you to do that. So I'm going to put that in first. And what do you think I'm going to put in next? Why would you put it next in this jar? You can stack it anyhow, but what do you think I'm going to put in next?
Sauce?
Sauce? No. You got to stack this thing up. All right, here we go.
Onions?
So I'm going to get into my tomatoes. All right.
Alvin, do you have any recommendations for sharp knives? Because that's going through like a hot knife going through butter.
Notice exactly your fingers away from the blade, and you use the back of your fingers to guide. And you take your time with the knives. I'm not speed chopping for that purpose, so that I'm taking my time so everybody can see what I'm doing. So I don't chop my fingers off. My fingers are being guided away from my product. If you see in there, keeping it really. Notice the only thing that's hitting up against me is that. Can you see that? That's the movement. So it's real sharp, Sharon. It's keeping it everything real. Hands to the side so to get it whole, flat on, so you can't move any further than that. Then back, hands over. I'm taking my time with it. Chef have to have good knives. If you don't have it, and the beauty about being in the kitchen, in a plant-based kitchen, if you're using good hygiene practices, you don't have no cross-contamination with the veg. So I'm gonna get this all in my jar right here. I'm gonna put my jar right into view so you all can see what I'm doing. I've been told to get it on the green board. You get a better view. You just give it a little wipe here on the green board. You all can. Is my volume too low? Okay. Can you all hear me? Somebody was saying my volume is too low.
Yes, it's loud.
I can hear you.
No, it's quite loud.
It's loud. Okay, depending on your device, somebody needs to turn their stuff up. All right, here we go. That's enough. Notice you got so many chefs in this kitchen. All right. So what do you think I'm going to do next? Now we're seeing, look, some colors is going on. It's a rainbow salad right here. Look at what we're going. So we got lycopene. What else do we got? What's in the spinach? All you veg heads out there, what's in the spinach?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll? Interesting. What else?
Iron.
Iron. Okay, that's good. Iron, you got iron in this thing. All right. So what do you want me to put in next? This is you grabbing this bowl right here.
Chickpeas, please.
Chickpeas. Woo. That voice sound familiar. Now look at the chickpeas. What's this a good source of?
Protein.
Protein, because it's amazing the stuff I'm saying plant-based guys or plant-based people don't have enough protein. Now, I want you all to understand every single time you go to Mickey D's or you go to Burger King or even go to the steakhouse and you get that cow that's laid out and you get a chop of the thing, make it out in a steak. I want you all to understand that you are eating secondary protein. If you notice something about the most biggest animals in the world, i.e. the cow, the elephant and all those, they're all herbivores. So if you're trying to eat the cow to get protein, then you're getting secondary protein because the cow has to eat the grass and the plant stuff to get the protein manufactured in itself. And then you're having secondary protein from the plants and the cow, which on top of that, you got a whole lot of fats. You got a whole lot of steroids. You also have a whole lot of pharmaceutical drugs that's being put in that cow or the sheep before it goes down on your plate. This is just to throw it in. But this, for the plant-based guys, you got broad beans, you got butter beans, you got everything like this. It's right here. This is plant-based protein, free from any additives and all the other stuff. So I'm going to warm this up a little. So I'm going to ask Louise to pop over a brief moment, and she's going to come over to my side of the kitchen. So I'm just going to blanch this up. Okay. So I'm going to get my fire going. And remember, these were soaked already, so I don't have to take too long in this. I'm just going to get a little knob of that was a little bit of coconut oil, some good fats again. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm just going to let that melt for a moment. And I'm just going to blanch this off real quick. While that is melting, get my little water spoon.
So Alvin, were you saying we could use any bean? We could use like butter beans or chickpeas or
any of the beans you can use, butter beans, broad beans, kidney beans. Make sure you soak your beans. I tend to get the best consistency out of chickpeas, broad beans, fava beans, Falmadamus beans for those who are tuning in all the way from Dubai and Qatar and the Arabic states. You can use Falmadamus beans. You also have fava beans. You can get it all inside, but different beans have different gases. So you need to make sure that you're soaking them properly and rinsing them properly, especially kidney beans. If it is not done correctly, you can poison yourself and cause some kidney problems also in the process. So you need to also make sure that when you're doing your homework, you check on the beans. A lot of people say they get gas. You got to go open up the window after you have beans. It's because you have not treated them properly to release the gas and the toxins out of the beans so you'll be able to cook it properly. I hope you all get that. So I'm just, these were soaked, so I'm just getting them all liven up real quick. I would have done it already if I just put it straight in, but I want you all to get a little bit of stuff. So it's just partially warm. Ooh. It's there.
I'm upside down.
Upside down?
It's upside down.
How do you manage to get it upside down? I don't know.
I don't know what's on.
Ladies and gentlemen.
cooking from Australia.
Megan.
There we go.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
You soak the beans overnight,
Yes.
you cook them, and now you're heating them up again.
No, you soak them overnight to release to break down the molecular structure, any gases or any toxins or anything like that on the inside. And then you don't have to cook it off like this, but I'm choosing to cook it off so that you can get the bean much more digestible into the digestive system. That's why I'm doing it like this.
Thank you.
And how long have you been how long have you been cooking these garbled beans?
How long have I been cooking the beans?
Yes.
Just a couple of minutes. It's on a high heat, really, just to you know, get it in together. It doesn't take long because once it's been soaked overnight, it is already broken down into it's opened up into the casein, so you get that embodiment of it, which then allows it to be able to cook a lot quicker. Spending time in the kitchen, the minimum time you have cooking your food is the best. You don't want to cook it to death. You want to be able to hold the molecular structure off the product so that you can get it at its best. You see chefs in the kitchen all 30, 40 minutes. That should be because you
Thank
actually cook the food. So, all right. So it looks a little steamed up right now because obviously I've just put it in warm, but it will settle down in a while. So I've got inside of my glass jar right now, I've got spinach, I've got tomatoes, I've got chickpeas. So what have I gotten in terms of minerals and vitamins or nutrients? What have I gotten there? I've got iron, I've got lycopene, I've got protein, and what else? Homework for y'all. Now I'm gonna drop in, what would you like me to put in this bowl now? What would you like me to put in there? I'm gonna put some more tomatoes in. Yeah, so I got some more tomatoes. So I'm gonna put some more tomatoes in to just break it up. Can you all see that?
Yes, we can.
Oh, that's looking
Looks
so good.
good.
Woo! Yeah, smelling good too from here. And then I'm gonna get some olives in, but I'm gonna chop my olives in half. Let me just wipe my board a little bit. I'm taking my time, ladies and gentlemen, because I want you to have some quality time with us on TTI. This is our last show with them for this year. So we're making sure we're taking our time. All right, I'm gonna use my smaller knife. Notice again, I've gone between my fingers. Gone between. Again. A little. Sharon, you seeing it going through? Keep your hands good so you don't chop your fingers off. It's a stirring agent.
And in terms of the olives, you're using green ones as opposed to black or red, but you can use any, can't you?
You can use any olives. I just love green because I'll be spending a lot of time talking about greens. And black olives have some different qualities to the green olives. That's some further homework for you all. As I said, because you all ain't doing the homework, I'm not telling you all everything. You got to work out your own health program in terms of getting your own health knowledge on top of what we're sharing. We just opening up the door for you, and then you're gonna get all the rest of stuff. So I'm gonna cut this up. I think that should be enough. Green olives I got right here, and I'll get this in on the top. Oh man, look at that. This jar is looking a treat right now. I'm gonna just put a couple more inside because I just love olives. I'm gonna finish the bowl right here. All right. Get this into my bowl. And then last but not least, I'm gonna get my cucumbers in. In the Jamaican colloquial, you all say cucumber. But I'm not from that neck of the woods, so I'm gonna get this in. So Sharon, notice again, got it. And now it's in that position. Notice where my hands are, always away from the blade. Putting that aside. Again. Rock in motion. And I got my cucumber done. And I'll drop this all in at the top. Press it down a little. I'll use some of this later for something else. So we got it happening. And then to top it all off, I have what my board. Y'all can see this. You get a better view. So I'm gonna add now whilst the camera's live. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your healthy salad jar, Mediterranean style, ready to go for lunch or for, somebody says, yes, they are. I wish he was in my kitchen to taste what I'm tasting. But we don't have smell vision or taste vision, so you can only visualize. But they're cooked pretty good. They've been soaked well, and they've already given that nice tender consistency. You want to make sure when you're cooking your food that it's al dente, so you just breaking the seal and allowing the enzymes to just release out, and that's awesome. So that's one dish completely done, ready to go. I'm gonna stick this one into the fridge until later.
Thank you, Alvin. That looks really nice.
It looks absolutely delicious.
Very
if
nice.
I did that, it would normally take literally a couple of minutes, and that would be over. But I took my time so that you all can see what I was doing step by step, so everybody can do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to be packing crisp and corn chips and everything like that in your handbag. You can pack a beautiful salad, and it's good to go. And if you want to keep it in the fridge, it should last up about 3 to 4 days in the fridge like that, and still hold its molecular structure. But most of the time, I tend to get anything that I chopped up and open up, I try to eat it within 24 hours or 48 hours max, right? So to get the best out of it. So that's number one. So I'm going to ask Charlene, any questions? Anybody want to ask any questions at a time?
Yes, please, Alvin. So one of the questions was the chickpeas, York's chickpeas soaked overnight? So was yours the fresh one?
Yes, the fresh chickpeas that will be soaked overnight. You can have that. You can also have the ones that you can get from the tins, which you can have. But these ones is the tin chickpeas. But I'm saying you can also have the ones that soaked overnight, which is which is going to be a lot better for you in terms of it. But not everybody has that.
Okay, and then when you soaked it, so you soaked it, but you didn't cook it. You soaked it to release the gases and so forth, and then what you just did now on the pan, that's when you just cooked it up quickly.
Yeah, that's when you just cook it up real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all, unless we take 2 questions from the audience. I'm not sure if anybody would like to ask Alvin a question. We'll take probably about 2.
Yeah.
So we can go to the next recipe, please.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yes, for that salad that you just did, I know you don't have to just do it like that. Could you put peppers,
green leaves in the pot?
I'm sorry, can we have one at a time, please? And can everybody else please mute until I'm not sure who it is because I can't see the name.
Dale.
Gail speaks, please. Thank you. Oh, Dale. Sorry, Dale.
Yeah, it's all right. For that, could you put sort of like peppers, green peppers, beetroots, and as well to that type of salad?
again, it's about mixing your combinations. So you got to know what combinations you're mixing. If you're putting beetroots or anything like that, again, this is something which I said I was going to post, and I'll put it up on the TTI site so that everybody can have some guide on starches and carbohydrates and fats and greens, how to mix those. I'll put it up. So if you're using red cabbage, for instance, you got iodine in the red cabbage, and then you can also put the beetroot with that, which you got, these are all blood foods. So you got the iodine, the blood, you got the red beetroot for that, and then you can synchronize that by adding some spinach and kale. So you got vitamin K. You got Swiss chard, which is also good for the immune system, for the nervous system also. And Swiss chard is this one, which you can see right here.
Ah, okay.
That's the chard. So we'll be using some of that. And this is fresh out of one of my farmers pretty close by. He just dropped by and dropped it in for me immediately just now, for me to have straight from his allotment, or should I say from his farm. He's got polytunnels everywhere. So he dropped in just now and delivered that for me so that I can have it fresh and ready to be on the show. So that's the one that's come in. So you need to look at some of the things. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen, don't just put food in your mouth because it looks good, it smells good, and it tastes good because somebody seasoned it up. Know what you're putting into your system. This is the time where you got to spend a lot of time feeding the blood, feeding the blood, feeding the blood, feeding the cells, because that's where your strength is at. The life of the flesh is in the blood. So this is the time where you can get all of the chlorophyll and the iron and the zinc and magnesium and everything in directly from your winter greens, rich in folic acids and all the bits and pieces for ladies who are, you got the folic acids for those ladies who are pregnant, so that your baby don't come up with spina bifida. So all of those things is work well, and this is natural stuff. You need to really study the plant-based stuff that you're going in your body. This is why in ancient times, the mothers were told not to be drinking, not to be doing certain things in order to have healthy babies. So this is so important for you all to have. So it's not just about for the sake of just having babies for the mothers, but it's also being healthy in general. And also for the gentleman, you also need to make sure you're healthy and strong. So it's important for that. So I hope that answers and add a little touch to the question that was asked.
Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful, awesome. So we're going to go to our second dish, which is going to be the zucchini noodles. So I want to have Shirley to pop it up for me on the screen so everybody can have a look at the ingredients while I get myself together. And Louise is going to flash it down so you all can see what's going on in that dish.
Okay, so zucchini noodles with avocado and lime dressing. So it's 1 zucchini, 1 Swiss chard, 1 wild rocket leaves, 1 cup of broccoli florets, 7 vine tomatoes, and 3 seaweed or nori sheets. And then the dressing is half avocado, 2 tablespoons, I'm assuming it's tablespoon, of lime juice, and then salt and cayenne pepper.
Okay. All right. So on this one, we're going to need to get our noodles coming up. So we need a spiralizer. Sometimes these things. So I'm gonna top until I'm gonna tail this off at the back. I'm gonna put it straight in the bowl so get it coming off on the side. Hope you can see this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking my time with it. Some of this up. Oh, look how beautiful that looks. Again, I'm gonna finish this off so that we can. So instead of those people who are struggling to have like pasta and you have wheat intolerance, you don't need to go too far to get the best out of your food. Yeah, I'm kind of greedy right now, so that's why I'm making a whole lot of this stuff. I haven't even finished yet. Wow, look at that. And I'll move this away from me. Ooh. Put this out of sight and out of mind. You have this looking absolutely beautiful and dandy. Now for the Swiss chard, I've got some of it here. So what I've done with this, I'm just gonna wring it gently with my fingers. And I'm gonna drop it in like this, sprinkle it in. You notice the colors start coming in, the flavors. And then for the stalk, most of the people, this is what the stalk looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful, look at the colors on this thing. So what I'm gonna do is gonna get this on my board, and I'm gonna just get happy with this. Just gonna sprinkle this in, add some color and flavor. I'm gonna get some broccoli florets. And you can either have this as a raw salad like this, or you can have it blanched off again. One of the ways you can also do this, if you want to add, if you're going to eat it straight away, is to put the salamander on or the griddle on, put it on a sheet, and just drop it up into the grill. Just basically just break it open a little bit more, and you get that sort of little tossed on the greens, slightly warm, and you just add it into your salad. Anybody knows what broccoli is good for? Anybody at all?
It's got lots of calcium.
Ooh, somebody's on the uptake. What else have you got?
Helps to fight against cancer.
What is the fighting agent in the broccoli that helps you fight against cancer? I'm asking some tough questions now.
Let's see.
Ooh, look at that.
Not sure about the answer to that question, but what I was going to say is for the benefit of those on YouTube, because I've just typed it in the chat here, the chard stalk, not to be mistaken with rhubarb, because it looks like rhubarb.
Okay. So I'm gonna drop some wild rocket leaves in this.
Lots of fiber.
Lots of fiber.
Yes, I heard someone faintly say lots of fiber. I'm not sure who it was.
But that was not for the
Oh,
rocket
Dale.
leaves.
I think it's Dale again. I think.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Dale. Yes.
Then we're gonna get our tomatoes back in here, Sharon. Again, we're going back to the chopping board.
Someone mentions, Alvin, in the chat that broccoli is a great phytoestrogen.
Yes, somebody's been doing their homework right here, and they're on their cell phones doing some homework right now. That is good. I love when people are doing their homework.
That was from Joan.
Thank you so much, Joan. Life doesn't have to be boring. I don't know who tell you all that we have boring food in the plant-based kitchen. Oh man, I wish you all was here right now to enjoy this. Woo! You don't get rid of the seeds. As I said, for the gentleman out there for prostate cancer, lycopene. Mixing this up a little different. I put that right here. And now I'm going to get into, after you've got buying tomatoes, normally you would put some nori sheets inside of this, but my nori sheets didn't arrive on time, which is your seaweed. You'll be able to put that inside of this. And that would be like the iodine set from that. But sometimes, and that gives a lot of much more pungent flavor in using sea vegetables in the dish. So the nori sheets.
Antioxidant.
Yes, there you go. Antioxidant. So you can have that as that. But mine didn't arrive on time. So those of you who have it, you can put it in and it really brings off the dish. You got like that salty kind of flavor, natural salt from this the flavors. It's a beautiful texture. You normally have it when you're doing sushi and stuff like that, but plant-based sushi, but you got the avocados all wrapped up in the nori sheets, and it's looking real good. But I'm gonna get into the part that I love the most right here is my avocado. Louise didn't show you this beauty right here. Ooh, look at that. Man. So I'm gonna cut this baby open and hope it looks as good on the inside as it is.
That looks beautiful already. You haven't even opened it.
Now it's so set, it's so beautiful, it's so firm. The seed don't even want to come out. Ladies and gentlemen, you never throw away your avocado seed. It is high in fiber and it's got some serious nutrients in it. I'm trying to make sure I take it out so I don't lose rest of it, but here you go. And I'm gonna put my seed aside. It's got a kind of bitter taste to it, but once you blitz it down, it has some beautiful nutrients in it. So I'm gonna get my bowl. Let me get myself a bowl right here. I'm taking my time on this one.
Another message in the chat regarding broccoli. While Alvin is coming back, I3C, that's really for the benefit for those on YouTube, is a compound found in broccoli which helps fight and shrink tumors as well. So awesome. Broccoli can help with quite a lot.
So I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sharing that, Shirley, and whoever shared, thank them for me on my behalf. I want you all to understand that you don't have to be going to the drugstore to go get a whole lot of stuff. God has a pharmacy, and it's called plants, herbs, for the healing of the nation. You need to spend some time understanding herbs. Instead of running all the time to the drugstore and getting something that's going to have so much side effects. And one of the greatest side effects about pharmaceutical drugs is you always seem to be bleeding everywhere. And the last thing you want to be doing when you're sick is bleeding. You don't want to be driving your automobile and you get into a car and then you're driving so many places and then the gasoline tank get punctured. And once they get punctured, then you got everything leaking out everywhere. You don't want that. So let me smash this up. Spend some time smashing this now.
Alvin.
Yes.
While she's smashing the avocado, what can you do with the avocado seed?
The avocado seed, you can actually blitz it It's a good source of fiber and also have some other very powerful nutritional components to it. You can, for those of you who are sitting next to your cell phones right now, so I'm gonna give you all some homework. You can start doing it, but you can blitz it up and you can toss it over your salad later on. It's got a kind of bitter taste, but once you marinate it well with the lime or the lemons or whatever it is, and it gets into the food, you don't have that bitter aftertaste. But it's beautiful in the system. It helps also like a roughage once it gets down in the gut. It starts to move around and help the villi do its work.
Thank you, Alvin. I have heard about the avocado seed. I can't remember. I think some people grate it as well and then dry it.
Also. Dry it. You can dry it. Yes, you can.
Yes, and then make it as a tea.
Yep. Sorry, that's all my things. Just knocking right there, making some music in the kitchen while I'm trying to get this paste going on. So some lime. I'm gonna get my lime up now. And I roll this. Sorry, I'm having music. I'm paying for that. So the reason why I'm rolling my lime is to help break the molecular structure of the lime. Same you can do it for lemon. See, the plant's got an immune system, ladies and gentlemen. And so is everything out there. Chop this open. And on this one, you can also use lemongrass. For those of you who got the essential oils, you can use lemongrass. And boy, oh boy, that is good. I think I'm going to drop a little bit of that in this also in the process. I know you all can't taste it, but that's okay. Shame on you all. So that's how it's going to look. Then, get my stuff going out. Cayenne pepper. Get that. Himalayan salt. Right here. And you got your little bit of pink Himalayan salt. You got that going on. Just a sprinkle. Don't need much. And I'm gonna bring it over now. As Louis tossed the camera around, I'm gonna bring it over and get it straight into my dish. And I'm gonna get my hands folded. Let me get myself a bigger bowl so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. Can you all see that, ladies and gentlemen? How it's all coming together?
Looks beautiful, Alvin.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Get my bowl. I wash my hands in a moment. So let me get a little decorative on this one.
Whilst Alvin is washing his hands, for those who are on YouTube, Louise mentioned regarding avocado seed, it is a storehouse of antioxidants. The seed contains more than 70% of antioxidants found in the whole fruit, and it helps the immune system and helps keep diseases at bay. And it also reduces premature skin aging and helps fight cancer.
Okay. So last but not least, I'm just gonna pop a little bit of my leaves around. Just rough chop some of my leaves in the kitchen. Put it over this side. Put another one on there. I love to do everything symmetrical. So it serves a little bed.
Alvin,
Yes.
there's a question in the chat. If they haven't got a spiral machine to do the spiral, could they grate it?
Could they grate it?
Yes.
It's not going to have the same kind of effect if you're using a grater, but I'm going to show you another way which you can do it, which is my second dish using the ribbon, and you can actually also get a beautiful effect and make it look absolutely pretty. So the last bit I'm going to do on this is, here's my cayenne pepper. I just had it in front of me and it disappeared. So I put the cayenne pepper. Well, disappeared. I'm in my own kitchen. Let me go get the other one. That's strange. Never mind. But what
Louise,
you do on the top of it is to drizzle a little bit of the cayenne pepper to close it off, and that will give you a decadent look, and that will be your final dish. And if I take this off from here, and I'll rest it right on the side, there you have it.
I think Louise is trying to get us to eat it because she's got that camera in so close. I'm leaning forwards to my screen.
So while Louise is giving you guys a little taste, I'm just gonna clean up my prep area and get to my nether presentation. But any questions that you all have, and thank you, Shirley, for being so consistent online to be getting all the questions up while I'm doing that. So while I get cleaned up and tidy this up a little bit for my last dish, so I can show everybody how to do that as the opposite way instead of being spiralized. Then you can put the next dish up for me, Shirley, and I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alvin.
Could you put the previous one, the ones we've just had, for those that have joined late as well, please?
Sorry, say that again, Sharon.
Could you just put the last one on as well for those that have joined late?
You mean the recipe?
Yes, please.
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
And this is it. I found the cayenne pepper eventually. And you look at the little sprinkles of this on the top as a finishing touch. And cayenne pepper helps to open up the arteries, and also is to help the blood flow go through properly in the heart area. So it gives you that opportunity to free your functionality of flow in the body. So you can look it up. Please do not use chilies, the hot chilies and all the stuff that we love to be so culturally using. Please don't use those because it gets into your microbiome and start to work on damaging the lining of the gut. So please do not use those, even though they're cultural and they have the different labels on it that reminds of back in the Caribbean or back in Africa or back in Mexico or Asia, wherever you all are coming from. Please try to stick to stuff that's going to work for your body, to the blood, to be able to function and not get acidic. So cayenne pepper, it's not expensive. You can order this online. For those in the UK, you go to Tesco's and you get pure cayenne pepper, not cayenne and chili, just pure cayenne. And that works very well in helping the heart and the circulatory system working properly in the body. So I'm gonna clean up my board and I'm gonna get to the last presentation tonight. Thank you so much for being patient and taking the time with me as I go slow so that you get the best for the best.
Thank you, Alvin. Linda, how does that look? Where's Linda? But whilst Linda come on, Angela mentioned that she could use bean shoots inside the salad, which is a good idea. And also Louise mentioned for the ladies regarding the avocado, how it's shaped. This is really good for womb health and helping to conceive and also have a good pregnancy. And then also regarding the question what Angela, I think it was Angela mentioned from Tina, you can purchase a spiralizer peeler as well, which is good so that you can, if you haven't got a spiralizer, you can use a spiralized type of peeler with jagged edges. Oh, sorry, Linda. There we go. How does that look, Linda?
Thank you so much. I don't know, I got muted, so I couldn't speak. But it looks absolutely delicious. And yeah, and I love the way that, like Sharon was saying, Louise was focusing on the dish. It made you want to just stop everything, get up and go and actually make yourself one, you know. So thank you so much for that dish, Alvin. These dishes look absolutely amazing. And I'm thinking, I know we call it healthy winter treats, but I know that in South Africa, it's summer right now, but I think those are good for summer as well.
That is a very good idea, Linda.
Yeah.
So it's really winter and summer treats.
Yeah. It's those versatile dishes. Yeah. So thank you so much for that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with y'all now, and I'm in my last dish, and this is you talked about spiralized zucchini, and this one I'm going to do the ribbon zucchini. So one of the things you need to have is one of these utensils. Hope y'all can see it. All right, and with your zucchini, you can have it alongside. And if you notice what's happening here, look at what's going on in my. I'm gonna do this down properly so that I'm taking my time with it so y'all can see what I'm doing. Notice the beautiful shapes on these. Are we seeing that? I'm gonna finish this one off.
Yes, we can see that, Alvin. Alvin, quickly, I'm going to just share the recipe for those who came on late while you're just finishing off the zucchini.
Yes, that's fine. I'll put that on the side.
So for those who arrived late, at the moment, Alvin is doing zucchini noodles with avocado and lime dressing. He did the spiralized, but now he's doing the ribbon-shaped zucchini. So earlier he used zucchini, Swiss chard, wild rocket leaves, cup of broccoli florets, vine tomatoes. He didn't manage to put seaweed in because it didn't come in time, but you can also add seaweed. And then the dressing was avocado, lime juice, and salt and cayenne pepper.
All right, for this one, I've gone ahead of schedule, and we have made some pine nuts. Using the pine nuts, some basil leaves, and you got some garlic and lemon juice. And basically, what you do with this as a beautiful dressing, you can mix this into your little what you call the bullet. You got the mini bullet, and you can also blitz that and get it down to this consistency. And it is simple to do, as you can see. Pine nuts is good in a nut ratio. And again, I'm not going to fill you in. Let me hear Anybody who knows what pine nuts does and also what basil does for the body? Anybody?
It's a bit quiet, Alvin. I'm not sure. I don't see any questions in the chat, and they can unmute.
I think everybody's looking to see what I'm gonna put in this one.
I see Louise has her hand. Louise Reed.
Go ahead, Louise.
Hi, thank you. I was just going to say, in response to your request about pine nuts, they are full of phosphorus, vitamin K, dietary fiber, vitamin E, calcium, magnesium, and much more. So they are like a food that should be in your food every day.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Anybody else? I know Louise was gonna be quick on the draw on that one. She takes her food serious, folks. You all quiet up there.
Alvin.
Yes.
So I'm not going to answer about the pine nuts, but I wanted to know if I could just take you back to the cayenne pepper. There's a question whether it's okay to use paprika in the salad instead of the cayenne if you don't like spicy stuff.
No, paprika also have a tendency to get acidic if you're using it in that context. And that's another whole subject matter all by itself, which I have some more time to break it down. But no, if you're dealing with the salads and stuff, you keep to the most natural ingredients that's going to open up. As I said, the cayenne pepper is not going to give that acidity on the gut lining and the gut ratio when it's mixed with your natural acids. But when you start looking at paprika and stuff like that, that's a much more spicy, different kind of pepper, more pungent. And once that gets into the body, that can start create some problems in so many different ways. So we're trying not to inflame the body with that, especially if it's going into a salad like that form. If you're mixing it with other things such as cumin and other herbs that neutralize certain properties of the paprika, and then there's only certain types that you can really use. If you're dealing with that, trying to do that as a spice on its own is not functional, not for the salads.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
So right now I'm gonna put this on the side because I'm gonna show you how you can actually warm this up a little bit so as to give some warmth to it. But I'm just gonna pull my Salad Master food processor out, and I need to get a blade. I know you don't have a carrot in this one, but I want to drop a carrot in this one for you.
Alvin.
Who's calling me?
Yes, Alvin, it was me.
Okay.
And what can we substitute for pine nuts? Because someone says it can be a bit pricey.
It can be a bit pricey?
Yes. Yeah, a bit pricey. So what else could they use?
If you want to put it into this, what in terms of making a pesto?
Yes, to substitute, yeah, for the pesto.
You can use cashew nuts. Again, that's pretty rich. You get a good consistency with cashews. There is. Let me send you down some recipes. You got me thinking right there. But cashews is one that I can think of straight off if you don't like. That mixes pretty well with basil and mixes pretty well with the. But pine nuts has got a much more richer consistency with that. But cashews is It's another alternative. You don't have to. There's so many different kind of pesto that you can make also. It doesn't necessarily have to have enough basic side of pesto.
Okay, thank you, Alvin.
No problem at all. All right, let me get this carrot going. So
zucchini
this is not.
has the benefit of being calorie free.
Want a lot of it? So that's the Salad Master food processor, ladies and gentlemen. That's 400 pounds for equipment, but if you book it online, we were having some problems for those who were trying to book on our courses, and we're still having problems because Zoom changed stuff. Somebody's having some holiday time going on here. I don't know what that is, but so Louise is just gonna pop over. Here with me for a moment. I'm just gonna drop this just for a second. I wanted to have it raw, but I can do it raw. But I just wanted to just give the carrot a little blanch. Louise is suggesting that I'll leave it raw. So I'm gonna follow her lead. She's on top of me this evening.
Alvin?
Yes.
If I can just take you back to the avocado seed.
Yes.
Someone has put in the comments that they've been seeing research which states that the avocado seed can be toxic because it contains oxalates, tannin. In it are we supposed to probably limit the amounts that you use? Because it stated that certain research says it can be toxic as well because of I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Please forgive me.
You want to spell it?
Oxalate tannin.
You want to spell it for me?
Oxalate.
Okay. What you want to do is any person is going to drop that in the chat for those who are in the audience, because when some person drop any research, I always tend to go back and look at the substance that they're talking about and what that substance does for the human physiology. I do a wider study on that. So if while you are on the platform at this particular point in time, this is live homework. Put that title into the chat and get everybody to start Googling it. And so I'm gonna show you how you begin to do a wide range of understanding your research. Don't take it from one source. You begin to look at peer reviews and see where that leads you. So while you're on the platform right now, please put that in the chat. Get everybody, put their phones out and start looking it up and start coming down and see what it's saying to each and everybody. So this is homework for y'all. I'm gonna get you all to start looking at stuff so that you don't just depend on the chefs or you depend on anybody. Look at it and see what it says. All right. So put it in the chat. Let everybody hit it up right now and let's get some feedback so we can have an interactive conversation. While you're doing that, I'm gonna get my board prepped.
Why should you get your board prepped, Alvin?
Yes.
Louise, I'm just going to take Louise quicker. She's got her hand up.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got. Why are you prepping your board? So I'm just going to let Louise unmute.
Thank you, Charlene. I just want to go back to something that the gentleman said in regards to the oxalate and tannin and python acid that is actually can be toxic. I think if we, I think it's Linda that said, depending on your quantity and how often you use things, then of course it can cause problems. But I think one of the 8 laws of health is temperance in everything. And also, as Alvin is saying, it's about us being educated enough to know how much to use, how often to use it, and so forth. Now, too much oxalate from any form of food or anything can be damaging to the system. But you've got oxalate in things like spinach, you've got it in rhubarb, you've got it in lots of those type of foods. So, of course, you need to know how to prepare it, and you need to know how often you need to use it. And just with regards to Tina, who said too much oxalate in the body can cause serious health problems, like excess amount of oxalate can contain too much calcium or urine and kidney stones. Yes, of course, but that can go with anything basically that you eat. Yeah, and this is why it's so important that you know what you are eating, the quantity you are eating, and how often you are eating it. So again, look at your resources, where you're getting your information from, and also check what you're reading and compare it to other sites as well. And then you will actually get a better understanding of, even though these things may be toxic to the system, if you use it in its right quantity, in its right, whether it's raw or cooked, then you can have less of a problems.
Oh, thank you so much, Louise. You jumped the gun right there. The reason why I wanted them to do that, and thank you so much, Louise, for sharing that. The reason why I wanted everybody to do that is because it is too often we just jump on the bandwagon and we run straight off. Oh, you should not take garlic because somebody says, and it's got this and that in it. But hello, what quantity is dangerous? And what is the product that you're talking about? How does that work on the human physiology? What other products can you use with it to make sure you isolate the toxicity or eradicate the toxicity or bring down the toxicity of that thing? It's just like using cabbage. A lot of people are eating cabbage, but you know you're not supposed to be eating cabbage no more than really red cabbage, especially no more than really 2 to 3 times a week because of the iodine content. And those who have thyroid issues, you can have some problems with eating red cabbage. So it is important that you all look at something and study it out and understand what it does. Don't just run off and say, oh, if somebody says, oh, Dr. So-and-so says. We need to see what all the doctors are saying from across the world and across the spectrum, from reputable institutions that brings off the best. And by the way, also, if you go on YouTube or you go, on Google, you also have those within the pharmaceutical industry that are backed by the pharmaceutical industry to give you negative press on God's creative ingredients. And to tell you herbs don't have this and herbs don't have that. But when you do the strip line and you begin to check in who's funding them, they're funded by Big Pharma. So I want you to look at those who are in the naturopathy world, who are trained nutritionists, who have a strong knowledge on biochemistry and food science, and begin to look at the institutions they're coming from, look at the peer reviews, and go all the way back. And you can't go wrong with the likes of Hippocrates and all of those who have got it out there. You just look it up. They're the ones who are the progenitory of basically bringing the thing to life in these last times. And when you look at it, the World Health Organization is also telling the world we need to go back to plant-based food, because the time that you spend to give the animals the plants that you can naturally have to get the food from the animals, it is already creating an overload and toxicity in the atmosphere, pollutants, the things that you have to do to get the grain brought down for the animals, for them to eat it when they can eat it on its own. There's a lot of stuff just to fatten them up for you to put it on your plate, only for you to get fat, obese, sick, diabetes, and all the rest of it. So ladies and gentlemen, please, 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 we're given wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Use it wisely, study wisely, so that you be able to be well acquainted with the grand design that you are and the foods that the Creator have manufactured for you. And He don't go wrong. And the reason why we're going wrong today, if you look at all the drugs that you have out there, they have a plant-based substance inside of it. But once you put the plant inside of you break the molecular structure of a plant, and then you put it in a synthetic drug, then the whole system of that plant is lost. So there's no value and validity in that plant once you have broken the immunity and all the other things that the plant has. They take a piece out of the plant to put in a drug, where realistically you want to get the best out of the plant. You want to have the whole thing in the circumstances that it's allowed you to have in the different things. If there's certain plants that you have to break certain parts of, the part that you break off, that's the part that may be the holistic part of the immunity, then that's a separate issue. But all of this information in the information age that we're in, ladies and gentlemen, is available at your fingertips. All it needs is to use your time wisely. So getting back to the ingredients on the table, I've got my pesto and everything like that right here with my ribbon zucchini. And now I'm going to just get this all mixed up a little bit. See, we look at this and thinking, man, that's not food. Yeah, you go online and you see people, the bodybuilders, the biggest bodybuilder and the best health bodybuilder, he's German in plants. And he's huge and healthy. Here we go. Ribbon, zucchini. I'm gonna get this on my board. Can we all see that?
That looks really nice, Alvin.
Absolutely.
Really, really good.
I'm gonna put this here. I'll put the other one here. And then almost. Another one here. Another one here. And then sprinkle this with
Nice
some
and
pine.
green.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle this with some pine nuts. And if you want to add some tomatoes on top of that, you can also add some tomato to give a little bit of color, or you can put bell pepper, the red, the yellow, or the green bell pepper to drop that in, and you have a neutralizing dish. You just get a little paper to just start off.
It looks absolutely delicious. So is the leafy green that you're using there basil? That's the one question we've just been asked.
Yes, it is. To garnish, I use a few basil leaves to garnish my thing. On the top, you got some avocado, so you got some good fats at the top. And then, again, you can drop your tomatoes in there. If I, so then with the carrots that I have, which was on the side, which I was about to add in that, Louise was not happy with me adding, because she said, keep it simple, don't go OTT and start giving too much information. She know I love doing that. I love to make sure that everybody getting the whole pack in, but she said, no, keep it simple so that it can stay simple, start practicing. So I'm gonna go with that. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 3 dishes, simple to the taste. And I can't help it. I just gotta put these tomatoes on there.
It looks absolutely stunning, and I like the advice to probably go a bit simple, just so that I guess if you're probably trying this out for the first time, you're not intimidated. But it looks really, really good. And you can see just how you can, spruce it up with additional things as well. It looks so amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much you can do along this, but again, in terms of eating, we're talking about how you to eat food. The first thing you must do when you're having greens is to eat them first. And a bulk of your plate, 3/4 of your plate should be veg and greens, especially in the time now we're in. Get as much greens on your plate as possible, and you get it in. All the other additional stuff that you would make, that you may be baking or warmed up, then you can add that secondary. You got lentils. You can do different things with the lentil dishes. Apart from the pizzas, you also got lentil stews you can make, hot pots you can make also, and you can add that. Also make sure you get as much greens, because it aids the gut lining, helps the body to be able to digest the food better. If you look at a lion, when a lion kills and eat meat, it has to go eat grass in order for its body to digest the meat that it has. In our bodies, we got to make sure that the microbiome in the gut is actually handled correctly, so that they be able to absorb the natural nutrients, because it is treated with respect for allow it to do its natural thing. If you start to aggravate it, you can have some problems in the way it functions in absorption. And remember, it's not about you are not what you eat, but you are what you digest. But a digestive system is the second brain, And if that is messed up, your brain can also get affected. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was timely. I took my time with it because I just wanted to get slow so you all can see what I was doing. And I hope that you all had a great time. Simple, less is much without getting too complicated. Thank you all for watching. Any questions you all have, please feel free to ask at this point in time.
Thank you, Alvin. I just remember I didn't share the screen for this last recipe, so I'm going to do that now whilst Linda gets some questions. I know Dale has a hand up as well, so whilst I'm doing the screen share, I'm going to unmute. I'm going to allow participants to unmute, but we'll just take it in order. So Dale can ask her question, please. I'm going to screen share.
I didn't really want to ask a question, but just to say back up with the avocado seeds, the health benefits of it. It helps in weight loss.
Sorry, Dale, I don't know if everybody else can hear you, but you sound very faint and it sounds like it's cutting.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
It's still a bit. It's still
faint. I think you need to turn your mic up. But Dale did say that avocado seed helps with weight loss. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks.
It helps with weight loss. It helps with hunger pangs, controlling hunger pangs. It's rich in vitamin C. The potassium in it is good for blood, stabilizing blood pressure and in your blood vessels. It's good for digestion.
Dale, we really are struggling to hear you. I know you said something about hunger pangs and rich in vitamin C, but it's very, very quiet. It's if you're able to type it in the chat, that would be better, and then we can read it out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thanks, Sharon. Sorry, because we couldn't. I thought maybe it's probably on my side and couldn't hear properly.
So what's happened to my phone?
Thanks, Dale.
What Dale is trying to talk right now, Linda, I would just let you know in the dressing on that, where the pine nut's supposed to go on in the dressing. It's missing is already up there, talking about the homemade pesto, but the pine nut's supposed to be in the dressing. It is missing. So you got garlic, basil, lemon juice, and pine nuts.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So in that dressing, if everyone can just remember to just add in the pine nuts as well. Thank you, Alvin. I'm not seeing any more questions on the Zoom, but on our YouTube. But if anyone has any additional questions, please do raise your hand, and then we could just you can unmute and speak. If you do have any questions or comments that you'd like to add, please feel free to raise your hand. I see that Elizabeth was asking if the pesto was explained. Yes, it was actually, Elizabeth, the garlic, basil, lemon juice, and pine nuts. I don't know if you're asking if it was explained as with regards to what ingredients go into it, or
yes, would be nice to know the proportion. So how much, maybe a bunch of basil, how much seeds and how much lemon juice you would use.
Okay, in terms of making the so if you were dependent on the quantity that you're trying to make, but we can also use like a handful of basil leaves. You can use half for a lemon. You can use in terms of the pine nuts. You can also use a whole handful of pine nuts into that. You don't necessarily have to use garlic. Most of the time, the pesto don't have garlic. It differentiates for most people, but we tend to put a little bit of in ours. So that's to sorry, Louise, about to interrupt.
Put parmesan cheese. You can get vegan parmesan cheese in, but you can leave that one out as too.
I hope you all heard that. You know, some people, mostly in the commercial world, they put Parmesan Cheese, you can also get that the vegan range. You can make that your own self, the Parmesan cheese, using plant-based ingredients. But at this particular point in time, we just kept it simple using the pine nuts, using the one handful of again, Louise is just throwing in another ingredient there, which has got B12 and everything in it. That's the yeast flakes, which you can also use. So I'm gonna repeat that again for flavors. You got a handful of pine nuts, you got a handful of basil leaves, you've got some olive oil in that, and lemon juice, which is half a lemon that you can drop into your thing. Blitz it in a what you call a bullet, a mini bullet, and you're good to go. And then you can pour it out. If you want to add yeast flakes in it, you can do that. But again, not everybody has that. Different people, different folks, different strokes. But that's another alternative. Should I say another additional flavor that you can have right there. Yeah. I see Louise is looking at me. She got something to say right here. I can see her, the head of hers just looking at me right there. Louise, you about to say, oh, she ducking now. That's all right. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there's so many different recipes that you can have for pesto. You can even have beetroot pesto. So many different pestos you can make. But yeah, it's about that time. You just gotta hang on up to the cook school, and we'll do our best to try to excite you. We're having some problems, by the way, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, with the cook school, because of Zoom. Zoom has changed a lot of things in the processing, and we were trying to update all of our stuff from since last Wednesday, but we're still having a debate with Zoom and some problems as they're trying to cut back on what you can and can't do. So we're trying to work with that, but I'm hoping to get up on point so that we can get ourselves together and we can get the family shows and everything. So bear with us. Keep looking on the site. We've had to go back to some of the stuff last week for last year's dishes and bring it up for this time of the season. But we got a lot of fresh dishes that we want to put on, but we just am having some problems with Zoom at this point in time. I see somebody talking about weight loss. Yeah, we'll be doing some weight loss programs. Yeah, those are not hard to do. A lot of the time is because we're not consuming water to allowing the body to eliminate some of the things that it needs to eliminate. And because the bodies is not flushing, it's retaining, and we got retention rather than elimination. So we need to also look at some of the things. And weight loss is not hard. And of course, the 8 laws, good nutrition, start moving. Don't sit down in the winter and get sedentary. Get your lymphatic system moving, your lymph milk going straight after your meal. Get outside, fresh air in the mountain, get on the bike, go for a little, cycle around the block and come back and, get moving. Because that's the way forward. Got to keep the organs functioning. Actually, Linda's smiling right there. No sedentary lifestyle, everybody. Okay, here we go. So over to you all, back to TTI. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And I'm going to shut up right now while I'm here. Some questions. If there's no questions, then I'm going to say to Carol, if you can please, if you're on the chat tonight, please submit your details to Linda or Charlene, and you're going to have your ebook coming down the line.
Thank you so much, Alvin. And thank you for those really delicious recipes that you shared with us. I think the messages that were also just coming through, Dale is just listing the benefits of Avos, in helping preventing hunger pangs and in helping with inflammation, etc. So thank you so much. I think those chats are in there. But thank you for the recipes that have been shared. And do you have a challenge for us for this week? Besides the homework, you've given us a lot of homework.
I notice nobody seems to be doing the homework, but you're talking about getting the best out of health. If you don't, there's no point running to Louise and expect Louise to turn back the clock when you already jammed the clock. All right. So you need to make sure that the clock is constantly moving. And not only just Louise, who's on as a health, a medical missionary, but there's a lot of other medical people that is out there. You don't wait till something goes wrong to then fix it. Prevention is better than cure. So I'm encouraging you all. This homework is not for me. It's not for you to get an ebook. It's not for you to get a prize at the end of it all. This is about keeping health as well. It's you are the most expensive thing on the planet. And let me give you an example. Right now in the COVID world, we got billionaires and millionaires up there. What are they needing? They need help. Because all the money in the world ain't gonna put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Remember Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs was what? He was a raw foodie. He had all the money in the world, a multi-billionaire, but guess what he didn't do? He didn't sleep properly. Hello. He didn't sleep properly. His mind was working while he was sleeping. So I want you to understand, it is called a fruit. You know, we talk about fruit of the spirit. It's called a fruit. And if you got an orange, I'm gonna show you one of those. Look, I got one right here. You got one of these, right? And it's got how many segments in it? If I give you an orange and you cut it open and realize segments is missing, you ain't gonna eat that orange because you know something wrong with it, right? Because it's supposed to have a number of segments that makes this a whole fruit. If the segments is missing, you definitely missing because you ain't gonna eat that. Something like that's some Frankenstein food. All right. So it is with the 8 laws, the New Start program. You have to have nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, and trust in divine power. You miss one of those, you miss the whole program. You snooze, you lose. So I'm encouraging you all to make sure that you stay focused, stay connected. The whole fruit, the fruit, and nothing but the fruit. Yeah, the whole veg, the veg, and nothing but the veg. Yeah. For at the creation, it didn't say, you know, it came with lots of mayonnaise, special fries, and washed down with all kinds of. No, it says, yeah, the greens, herbs is for the healing of the nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, take your time, do that which is simple. I've shared with you this afternoon, this evening in its natural state. Look at it. Look at it all.
Our challenge.
See, your challenge is to make these dishes using let me get my camera up here. I'm tripping now. Your challenge is to make these dishes using the ingredients that is going to be healthy for you, and be able to tell me what the ingredients are in terms of the nutritional content. So you got the zucchini, you got the pine nuts, you got the avocado, you got the tomatoes, and you got some basil leaf on the back of this one as a garnish. In this one, you got the zucchini spiralized, you got tomatoes, you got broccoli florets. Do you all remember what else was in this?
Yes, we've got some tomato in there, we've got chard. Yep.
Yeah. So we need to look at those ingredients. What do we do to the anatomy and the physiology? So broccoli, tomatoes, Swiss chard, zucchini, noodles. You got a cayenne pepper, which we talked about. We need to go back and look at those. So Shirley and all, at the close of this meeting, you can just pop up all the ingredients again so people can take that away. And then you have that. And then, of course, in my salad jar, which I'm going to pop out of the fridge right now, and I'm going to show you that and put it back on the table. And in my salad jar, I'm going to drop this right down. It's a little frosty because it's been in the fridge. But I had, at the bottom, I had spinach. I also have tomatoes. Then I had, on top of that, chickpeas, then some tomatoes again, some olives, some cucumbers, and on the top of that, drizzle with lemon, cayenne pepper, and some Himalayan salt. And that was in that. And that goes straight into my fridge, going back in there until later. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Your challenge, make these dishes, list the ingredients, the nutritional content of these ingredients, and I'll see you on the next show. And if you have done your homework, you may get some surprises. I'm not telling you what it is. You may get some surprises. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Alvin. Thank you. So you've heard of the challenge for this week, ladies and gentlemen, to try these 3 dishes that we have today, and there might be surprises, listing all the ingredients. What is it good for? What does it do to your body? It just also helps us to be able to learn what it is that we put into our bodies and why do we put it into our bodies. And as it's been shared, our health is important. It is your wealth. It is the biggest treasure. And God expects us to take care of our bodies and to know intelligently how to take care of our bodies. He has told us He has made us with the ability to think, to process, and to be able to find out what it is we need to do in order to be able to take care of ourselves. And especially at this time when all these diseases are running rampant, I think it's also just a nice nudge and wake up call to be like, you know what, how am I taking care of myself? Have I been on autopilot all along? If I have, what changes do I need to make to ensure that I'm doing the things that are best for my body, and holistically putting in the new start principles as well? And besides the surprises you might get from Alvin, if you make it into doing the challenges and the listings, etc., I think the biggest reward you'll get is how you feel and how clear your mind is and how you're able to actually engage, have that vitality, etc. And it's one of those priceless rewards. Like we've been sharing, the fact that you can probably buy a lot of things, but you really can't buy good health. It's something that we need to work on, and the results of it are priceless. Shalene, don't know if there are any parting words from your side.
No, Linda, you said it all, and you said it beautifully as well. So
Oh,
I'm going
thank
to end
you.
with your words. But what I will do, I'm going to go through the promos again quickly, for those who just came on and missed it. And then after that, we'll meet and greet those who are on Zoom with us. So I'll just share my screen.
Shirley,
Hi, Edgar.
you're echoing a little bit. I don't know if you've got a door open or something.
Okay, thank you, Edgar. No, it was another device. Thank you, Edgar. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. For some reason it starts. Let's start again. Okay, so we have 3 platforms, the Telegram groups. This is the URL links to join. We have a spiritual health, where we have words of encouragement, prayer, and so forth, devotions. So this is spiritual health Telegram URL. We have a men's group and a women's group where we talk on health, have discussions, help one another when it comes to the challenges. So Alvin set one for us, so we can share whether it's photos or the recipe and more, and other things as well. So these are this is for the men and the women's as well, the URL links. This one will be not this Thursday, the Thursday after, 23rd of December, the last one for the year, Ancient Oils Part 2, where we will discuss 7 more oils. So last week we discussed 5 of essential oils in the Bible, and on the 23rd we will discuss the last 7 that's in the Bible, such as cedarwood, cypress, spikenard, and other ones. Please take note of the Zoom ID, which is below, 829-9752-4481. There is no password required. This one is a 10-day detox program with Louise Reed. She did speak during the program. This is from the 9th to the 18th of January. This is a detox program. This will help you, whether it's to cleanse your colon, all diseases, they say, start within the colon. So this helps to cleanse it, all the stuff that's not supposed to be in there, help you to lose weight, helps to detox your liver, aid the digestive system, and I'm sure it's going to reap many more rewards. So please contact Louise. Her telephone number is below. I don't think there's no email address. No. So please contact Louise via phone if you wish to join. And those who are abroad, you can take part as well. This is a free health and wellness conference, and this is starting tomorrow with someone who's not a stranger on TTI, Dr. Gandhi, with guest speakers such as Dr. and Pastor Sam Davis. He's not a stranger neither. Dr. Louisa, not a stranger. And then we have also Dr. Nicholas, Christopher, and Michelle Hall as well. So this is starting tomorrow. Free. Please take note of the Zoom ID, which is 860-9382-7121, and the passcode, very easy, 12345. So please take note of that. Linda, do you want to speak on this one?
Sure, no problem. So I think 2 weeks ago, we had the No Jab, No Job, Now What discussion. It was very informative. It is up on YouTube on the Health Reformers UK website. So if you did miss it, I would encourage you to just go back in it and listen again. Even if you're not residing in the UK, I live in South Africa, but there were gems that I really picked up from there that are important, because importantly, what you need are the various principles, right? And then you apply it to your context and where you are. So there's another one coming up that we are looking forward to on the 2nd of January, 2022. No jab, no job, time for action. Right, so we first looked at now what, now we're saying we need to take action. And looking at the various steps of action, we'll be looking at missions in the city, creating a cooperative, from hobby to business, financial know-how and security, and an update and encouragement as well. Please do make the time to actually join and actually watch as well. It really is beneficial, especially in the times in which we're living in. Once again, it's on the Health Reformers UK website. There is also a Zoom link where you need to register in advance for the conference. You can find more information on their website, which is www.ahreformers, that's one word, ahreformers.com.
Thank you, Linda. Linda.
Is it because I'm curly? She looks so excited, and I'm so excited for whatever it is she's going to be cooking next week. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, next week is our third and final episode of the cooking series for this month, and it'll be starting at the same time as the one we had today. That's 4 p.m. UK time. So you will then be able to just plot out, depending on where you are in the world, what time you need to be dialed in and logged on. It will be Curly Sue, who will be basically our chef for next week, and sharing her plant-based dinner recipe, which will be seasonal. She has presented on 3ABN, and it's going to be amazing. So please do dial in again next week. It'll be our last one for the year. We're going to be then taking 2 weeks off to just take a little bit of a break over the holidays, spend some family time, as we all do at this time of the year. And then we'll be resuming again on the 8th of January. So please do join us for the final episode next week as well.
Thank you, Linda. This one is from Pastor Davis's farm, Onachenta farm in Spain. So we do have them here in the UK. Sorry, it is for the UK only. Unfortunately, we won't be able to post it for those abroad. But for those who are in the UK, if you would like to get your hands on this pure veganically olive oil, please contact us. Whether it's on the phone, if you have our telephone numbers, or if you don't, through email at ttinternational777@gmail.com. And that was a challenge from last week. So Alvin did set the challenge for us for this week. And thank you all for your support. Those who come on and support us, for sharing the link so other people can join, for your prayers and words of encouragement, and also for your financial donations as well. So we thank you, each and every one of you. Actually, let me just go to the end of this one. This is the recipe, but this is Golden Palm's information, Alvin and Louise's information. If you'd like to contact them, you can go to www.goldenpalmscookeryschool.com, where their contact details will be on there. And as Alvin mentioned, they are looking to have their cooking program coming up soon, but please visit the website for more information. So I will stop sharing the screen. And as Linda said, and what's been in the chat as well, health is wealth. Health is a great treasure. Look after it, and have a blessed week. And we shall speak to you soon.
But also,
God
but also like
bless.
to just,
Sorry,
sorry,
Linda.
I just want to say thank you also to our YouTube audience as well. We're going to be ending the live stream now, but thank you so much for joining us. And for those who probably have missed the beginning of this show or missed any of the recipes, you can still head over to our YouTube page, True Temperance International. Just type that out and you'll be able to revisit this video and the other cooking shows that have been done as well. Thank you, and good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are. Cheers.